Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel where we dice the milk up regularly while I do sketchbook tours. Any video I may feel, maybe some vlogs, just some silly little fun stuff that I like doing. I'm Ren, and today, as you can see, I'm going to be showing you sketchbook number 6. Now I would like to warn you, my depth perception is a little off because, you've probably seen it by now, but it was in last week's video. Hopefully, again, this is all being filmed ahead of time, so I don't know what stuff is being released, but this is me pre-camp. I have an infection in my face, and so my right eye is swollen and my depth perception is off, but we're gonna be doing the best we can and working with it. So I would say grab a drink, grab a snack, grab your sketchbook, and let's dive right into this. Okay, so here, actually, I'll start with the cover first. I wonder what phase I was in for this sketchbook. So obviously my JoJo phase, but anyways, this is sketchbook number 6, and there will be a lot of JoJo art, or like at least JoJo inspired art, because I think my style was more geared towards JoJo at the time. But you know what? We'll just dive into it first. Okay. So we got, I don't do this tradition anymore because it's too hard to do, and I think my influences on art really show up in the sketchbooks more. But I would print out some panels of all my favorite mangas or animes, and then I would put them here, so it would be like my motivation board. But you can see a lot of my inspiration. Like, we got Banana Fish, we got Jujutsu Kaisen, we got Wonder Egg Priority, we got Chainsaw Man, Komi Can't Communicate, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. I'm gonna say that's probably your name. Chainsaw Man again, One Piece, and Owl House for some reason. But yeah, I was that person. I fully acknowledge it. I know I always say this each time in the sketchbook tours, but you can't do anything about your past self. And I would like to say this boy is thick, but we're not going to dwell on this too much. But yeah, so my, no refs. I don't know what that means, but, so my goal was, I wanted to use less references, which, again, I don't think references are cheating. I got affected by that rhetoric in the past, but in the present, I know better than, it's fine to do references. But I wanted to do that. I wanted to doodle more. I wanted to get better at anatomy. And I can't tell if that's vibes or tits. Or vino. You know what? I'm not even going to try to decipher. You can only decipher, a good chunk of this stuff anyways. But anyways, there's going to be a lot of anime art inspired. But, so let's see, we got, oh my god, maybe I'll change my style. We got people kissing, side profiles. Oh yeah, this was in September of 2021, I believe. There's a date, it was September 2021, which is crazy. We're getting almost to the 2-year mark, but yeah, I just was doing style stuff. There's not much more of an explanation of that. Oh my god, doodles before band. Goal, draw with ref. That was an artist that I liked. Yeah, they would draw with references, pretty cool. I think this is also still in my short head era, like last time. You can see, those are those are some pretty short heads. And they're pretty big heads too. Okay. Oh, here we got some banana fish. This is also the sketchbook that I really started to delve into watercolor because, let's see. As you can tell, it is a Canson mixed media sketchbook, which I like to use them a lot now. I mean, literally, my current Canson is being used to hold up this camera, and so, again, solid sketchbooks, and I like gave this one a little bit of a beating, but, so then we got, look at this. I wanted to do some aesthetic anime guy watercolors, which I like these watercolors. I really like these two. I think like they hold up well. I think again their heads. Sorry for all the yawning. Their heads could be a little longer, but you know, there's not much I can do about that now. Like, it already happened, but I think I just like this overall like patchiness of the watercolor, which I mean makes sense because that's the whole style of watercolor, but the bleeding just goes really well with the folds. Let's see, we got, may practice hands or have fun. These bitches gay, good for them. And then, yeah, I like this face too. It's a little more proportional compared to the other ones, but yeah, that's definitely a homosexual during Pride Month, even though it's technically not Pride Month, time of release for this. But yeah, the little arms. I see you there. And we got the oh, we got angel dust. And I don't know why there's a 9 + 10 = 21. Like, this was during 2021. Like, sir. But oh my god, okay, let's just take a moment, like, because I think that we might see it in the sketchbook, but I was cracked at abs. Like, look at those things. They have full ass dimension. The face, that's another story. Like, the face doesn't quite line up with the body. And like, damn. I like also how sharp it is. It's very sharp, but it's also very smooth. It's I also like how I say I'm not horny, I swear. What the hell were you talking about? I was not horny for this drawing. Like, genuinely, I was not horny for this drawing. Oh, I know I did 9 + 10 = 21. That makes sense to the madness of the sketchbooks. Okay, so here, let's see. We mainly got inspo from Lick Hate Graph, I believe. I will put their user right here, but, and so I remember this was during my obsession with their style, and so I drew Machine Quinn in that style, which, I don't know, I don't think it lines up quite with the characters, but, you know, I was experimenting, I was really trying out there, but do I like the bold, sketchy lines in this? I think this is the one part that kind of like pulls these watercolors together, and it just makes it feel a little more cohesive overall. Having an existential crisis and crying. Oh, drawing! Drawing and crying are two very different things. But yeah, this is, as you can see with this piece, this was a very big signature part of this sketchbook, was the simple sketch, and then I would do like a very, very light watercolor wash over like certain parts. Like, you see the little bits of red and the hair and the smoke, just to give it the tiniest bit of dimension, which I think is a cool style. Actually, I might try that more soon when I make camp. Woo! Anyways, oh yeah, this is, for the next page, it's like minor blood warning. It's not actual blood, but it's watercolor meant to look like blood. So I guess if you don't like things like that, skip to this time. Woo! But, so, let's see. This is when, oh yeah, I remember this day. This was the day that I discovered the Walton Files. Yay! Because actually I am a big fan of ARGs. I don't like to like participate them in myself. I don't like to participate in them, but I like to watch people talking about them. And so, of course, I had to watch the Walton Files because actually, of course, this was pre-FNAF obsession, which I think it's a little strange to think that I got obsessed, not super obsessed, but I really liked the Walton Files before FNAF. And so, as you can tell based on all of these lovely drawings, my favorite character was Bon, and I had to figure out how to draw him because he looks a little interesting there. But as you can see, like in this one, I eventually figured that out. But again, there are going to be a lot of these aesthetic element boys, even though I wasn't trying to be aesthetic. But I mean, I do like the style. It makes more sense than whatever was going on in Sketchbook number 7. Like, I guess these ones, they feel like they have at least a tiny bit more depth. But then for some, oh yeah, I know why. I wanted to sketch teeth and study teeth more because of Bon. And I was like, you know what would be really creepy? If I gave Bon human teeth. And I do think that's very creepy. Oh. Ho, ho, ho. This. I'm surprised that he hasn't showed up in my sketchbook tours till now. But this is Thick Barney. Some of you may already know the legends of Thick Barney and may have been following me during my Thick Barney phase. I have no words, but here is Thick Barney. And here is Thick Barney as a Catboy. Because that alone dictates my personality at the time. And you know, I liked cursed images. I liked Barney. Cursed images and Barney go together. You get Thick Barney. It's a part of the process, y'all. It's a part of the process. But he occupied my sketchbook so much. I have so many online drawings of him in sketchbooks. Well, not online drawings. I mean, like, in little collaborations, he's there. Or, like, the whiteboard, website, he's there. I would sometimes draw him at school, too. He's a part of my history. I can't deny him. He's just there. I could never run and hide from him. He will always stay with me. Love you, Thick Barney. Okay. But we got me trying different, like, modifying my style a little bit. I don't know why I thought that looked like the Tanacon guy. Because, again, this is even more lore. This is like, again, the older we go back, the more you learn about the lore of Ren. But back in 2019, I was a Shane Dawson fan. This was during the fall when the beauty series were coming out. That was, I still firmly believe that was an era. Like I can, it's like, it's cemented in my mind. Like, fall 2019 is associated with Shane Dawson in the Jeffree Star, Wonderful World of Jeffree Star. and like the behind the scenes and all that jazz, because before marching, like on Friday nights, before marching band, I would actually watch all of Shane Dawson's series, and it just, I don't know, it's something about that, like, and I associate it with the time. And obviously I'm not a Shane Dawson fan anymore. I definitely tucked and ran the other opposite direction when I heard about his, like, all of the bad shit he's done, because he's done a lot. He really has. And again, I think it's good that all of it was resurfacing so his fans could make the decision if they wanted to associate themselves with a content creator like that or not. That could be a separate video in itself. But anyways, no. Let's see. Oh, we got more. Look at here. We got more Bond. And I think, yeah, I was art blocked, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna draw Bond. So I drew Bond. And this is actually, there's this artist that I follow. I forget their user. They're like, it's, again, this is slowly starting to fade into the bits of time. But they had this really cool animatic of Bond singing along to the Daisy Daisy from, not Space Oddity. Is it a Space Oddity? 2001. Might be Space Odyssey. I'm not 100% sure. I think that's what it is, but that movie, because the whole creepy distorted Daisy, like, I feel like I can definitely associate that with Bond as a character. And I mean, again, everything about him gives that creepy vibe. And yes, you did see this correctly. This was me designing my fursona. You know, art block calls for some desperate times. But, so I obviously thought my fursona would be a fox, which if I were to make a fursona again, I have a better idea, because it's, again, I have this whole plan of things I associate with myself. But I do think, okay, here, I'll give you a little insight, but let's see. If I were to make another fursona in the future, I would not make a fox, but I would make a Furby, because I feel like a Furby can only, like, that can encapsulate my fursona. But if it were to be like an animal, I would choose fox. Also, because I have red hair, and yes, I am a redhead. I mean, as you've probably seen, and actually, I think it's funny how I dressed up my fursona, because at the time, I kind of dressed this way, but I didn't quite, and so it aligns more with how I dress now. Well, like, to an extent. I think it's funny how, like, the sides of the head go, because, and like the hair, because at the time I had like really, not super long, but probably the longest I've had it in the past 2 years, like hair, probably like mid torso length hair. But that's just, it's a complicated way of saying a shit ton of hair. But look, we got, what's his face from My Hero Academia. I'm sorry, I forgot a bunch of the names of the anime characters, unless they were my favorite character, because I mean, it makes sense to remember the names of your favorite characters instead of just random characters. But he does look crusty, and he's that character who everybody in fandom is just like, you look crusty, and that's the whole fandom saw it, because he really needs some chapstick. But we have Oh, we have some guy blushing and touching his chest. Interesting choice of drawing. But then we got, we have Felix, I think, Kranken. I might be misspelling his name and saying it wrong, but from Walton Files. I don't know why I made him sexy. Was not like, like, to the standard of sexy art, this is not sexy, obviously. But, like, I tried to. In my mind, I attempted to, and I fully thought, ooh, he's so sexy like this. But, oh, yeah, you know what it's giving? It's giving William Afton, which I know he's, like, kind of based off of William Afton, and I remember a lot of people calling him a DILF. I haven't seen quite a photo of him in a while, but I don't think he's a DILF. Yo, I'm gonna go cry in the corner for being, I don't know, always oily. Oh, I don't know. There's an ass. These sketchbook pages, I feel like, as I go back in the years, the sketchbooks start to get more and more chaotic. I don't know if it can, like, master the level of me screaming about lean and William Afton in a jar that last time brought, but we're replicating something. Yeah, you're sleep deprived. So sleep! There's that other dude from My Hero Academia. I think he might be twice. Well, the guy that can duplicate himself. But anyways, so this was around the time that I actually caught up on the manga of My Hero Academia. I'm obviously not caught up on it anymore, but I would just sit in my lecture hall and read My Hero Academia. Yeah. Interesting choices. So this one, I based off the song Oh No. I don't know if that's actually the song name, but I believe it is, by Marina, because this was in my Marina and the Diamonds phase, which my music has, like, drastically changed over the past couple years, but we got more Bond, and then why did I say? I think sometimes people forget I can say spicy things. I think this is, again, a lot of times in high school I was viewed as the innocent, quiet kid. In reality, I just exist. But this is finally, like, the year that I broke out of that, because I just didn't care anymore. I was like, okay, if you're gonna call me strange, call me strange. I don't care. But here's some backrooms practice with watercolor, obviously. A little desaturated, but I think it adds to, like, the effect of the backrooms. But, I feel like there are two sides of the backrooms, where you either have, like, the really desaturated and, like, muddy backrooms, or you have the really vibrant ones. And so this is obviously the muddy ones. But, okay. Actually, I still like this drawing, too. I like the overall composition of it, but it's fucking big-willed. I don't know what, like, I just remember, like, something about art block, and I was scrolling through my phone photos, and I saw big-willed, and so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna draw him, and that's gonna be great, because, I always think back to the ranking videos that Shay Frillis does, and how he always talks about big-willed, and I had to capture that energy on my sketchbook. So you know who can beat art block? Fucking big-willed. Oh yeah, quit emoji kissing too. But you know what? It's not as important as big-willed. There you go. End of sketchbook tour. That's all you needed to see. This is my peak art. I obviously peaked right there, and I will never get better than that. Oh, never. Oh yeah, this is I've had in the past I've had personas, but so this is Ethan. And Ethan is me if I was a gamer dude. And so I have some very old photos which I refuse to show. You're gonna have to force those out of me someday. But and so it was Ethan, and I like what I would do is I would put my hair up and put it behind like the hoodie as per usual, like put mascara on my eyebrows and above my lips, like to really accentuate the facial hair. And I would make myself look really sleep deprived. And I would do this with my friends at night. And I would be like, oh my god, my name is Ethan. And we all had little personas. I mean, highly recommend doing stuff like this. As long as you're not hurting anyone. Like, it's just funny. Oh yeah, and here's the blob challenge, which I really did have a lot of problems with same face syndrome. And you can kind of see, like, in overall of this, like, I really do have same face syndrome. And I'm trying to run from it, but I can't quite. Yeah, oh my god, there you go. My I don't know why my dimensions are in there. But fun fact, I have wide shoulders. That's all you need to know. And maid dress, because around this time I cosplayed as Maid Mask from High Rise Invasion, solely because I wanted the maid dress, but I couldn't finish the mask. So literally, for Halloween, I just went as me in a maid dress. But how fun. How fun. Let's see, here's some doodles. I think this is like supposed to be Luna from Hell of a Boss in my style. Like, yeah. Like that's more inspired. Like that's you can tell that's more Hell of a Boss inspired. But it was also mainly playing around with my furry style, which I believe has been lost to time now. This is the relics of that time. But we got more back rooms, pretty desaturated, but I like this one the best. I don't know. I think this one, like, it really just pulls together, especially with like the color story of it. Okay, trying this again. Not doxing myself today. But this is when I took my sketchbook to the art museum. Woo! And then I don't think I pulled my sketchbook out the entire time I was at the art museum, because I was like, I'm gonna study art. No, you didn't. Oh yeah, I also had a cookie run obsession at the time. Cookie run! And I was one of the people who called the cookies hot. And yes, I did jump on the almond dilf train. Yeah. I can't see it now. I know his facial proportions are messed up as hell. Like, those are some janky facial proportions, but he's not, I'm sorry. I just don't see the appeal. But yeah, here's, I believe Langa or Longa Enrique thing. I bet I butchered their names, but you know what? It's late at night. I'm doing the best I can, guys. I'm struggling out here. /half J. I think it's so funny how much my sketchbook is me just yelling at myself to go to sleep. But here we obviously got the shark cookie, and then I think that's just like a general steampunk design. But I really liked, it wasn't shark cookie, sorry. Sorbet shark. I'm like slowly digging up the remnants of my cookie run phase, but I really like sharks, so it makes sense why I liked them as a character. And then that one is, I forget her actual name, but I associate her as a raspberry MILF. This one, I don't know who that is either, but I don't know why I'm saying simp over some cookies. Okay, this one, this was actually for an English project. I was in AP Lang Comp, and so we had to do a Build-A-Bear thing. So this was me storyboarding for the commercial that we had to do, which, again, it was a good commercial. And actually my teacher was like, okay guys, go to the stores and film there. And she picked 2 random stores. So she picked Build-A-Bear and Dick's Sporting Goods. And me and my partner went to Build-A-Bear, and they wouldn't let us film there. Yeah, they would not let us film there. So we had to pull this whole thing together. And I was so annoyed because, like, why the hell would you choose a place where you couldn't film? As you can tell, I'm still a little salty about that. But why though? Oh yeah, here's a thing of just some sketches of my friends at the time. The friend group Bros and Hoes. I'm just gonna use. Nope, you don't get to see this page. Censored. Censored. Nope. We are not reliving that time. No. And my close friends, look at the date, you'll remember. But, so we got, this is just style experimentation. It's nothing, like, too exciting, but, yeah. No, a little cat going, yeah. See, yeah, this is, again, a lot of my sketchbooks are just filled with style experimentation because I like to do a lot of different things with my style, and I never have a consistent style, and it's actually something that I think is a key part of my art style, is actually not having a consistent style, because I like my art to be ever-changing. We got some hand practices. How lovely. Oh god, here's some more hand practices. I really need to practice hands more. You know what, that's another thing I can do in my copious free time at summer camp. See, look. Oh my god, guitar things. Oh yeah, because I'm currently learning how to play the guitar. You can see, like, my fingertips are red, but it's funny because, like, my fingertips, like, these 2 fingertips are already a little, like, they have, like, a small callus from sewing, but guitar strings and frets, it's in such a different way that my hands hurt from guitar, and the sewing did absolutely nothing. Absolutely no help. That is a damn good hand. See, the cylinder method works. The cylinder method works because things are sharp, but I don't know, sharpness can translate more to stylistic choice. I would say light is definitely sharp though, but light and shadow are sharp. But I would say it's always a blend of both instead of just one or the other, unless it's your art style to choose, like, one extreme. Look at the hands. Look at them go. Oh yeah, this is more me figuring out my style. Smaller eyes, smaller head. Smaller head? Oh, I mean smaller head overall. I definitely needed to stretch out the head. I'm gonna keep on repeating this the whole time, but okay. Okay, but here, we just got, Insta went down, and then I got mad at Insta because I'm like, no, I can't talk with my friends. And I, of course, got annoyed, and I was like, why, Insta? Why must you do this to me? And so I just was vibing. Oh, I apparently drew for 3 hours. Damn, that's a lot of drawing time. I have to have free time to do that. But also it's during October, which makes sense. But then over here, we just got more like face stuff. I mean, you can see in the sketchbook, there wasn't a lot of like full body or pose stuff. Like it's sprinkled throughout there, but you can tell when I get really fixated on drawing faces. And so let's see. See, more me being tired. Oh, this is supposed to be villain Deku. Oh, yeah, this was prime anime TikTok. Oh my god, this in 2020, like I was on anime TikTok, but it was technically Reels because I don't believe in TikTok. Oh, that's crazy, man. I do not need to remember that, but. And then we got, oh my god, more hand studies. A lot of studies. Surprisingly, this isn't like the biggest study sketchbook. And then we got some dude being a dude. And I was really annoyed with Cookie Run for some reason. And yeah, there's the positioning of the heads. Screams in Cookie Run. Yeah, I do genuinely feel like that right now. Like, my face is so swollen, I feel like screaming in that way. But, PO math homework tomorrow. Oh, do math homework tomorrow. My writing sometimes gets a little messy. Oh, this was the late night high that you get, like, when you stay up so late that you think you can conquer the world. I don't understand. I understand, but I also don't understand, like, how you can really have that much energy. And then I just go, never mind, I'm tired. Oh yeah. Here's, I drew Ollie, my friend Ollie, but it didn't quite look like him, so I just called it knockoff him. Which, to be honest, sounds about right. Oh yeah, this was also when I went to the art museum, because you can see they forced me to draw with a pencil because they don't want us getting ink on the art. Which, I mean, it makes sense, like, archival wise and all that jazz, but I draw so much better in pen. I have a very specific style to drawing pencil, and I don't like to use that style much. But what? Oh yeah, here we got some hands. See, I think that's a damn good hand. That is a damn good hand. Like, they are handing. Like, those hands, they're hands. Like, ooh, damn, they are hands. Oh, we got some tabby doodles. I always have a special place in my heart for doing silly little Tabitha doodles, because a lot of times when I would draw at night, she would actually be sleeping next to me, or she would crawl on top of my sketchbook, and I would get a little mad at her, but in the end I would forgive her because she was just a little sleepy tabby, and sleepy tabbies deserve to sleep, because you gotta let the sleeping tabby sleep. And then, oh, I found a hat at Spirit Halloween, and I put it on, and I looked like Lady Dimitrescu. I believe that's how, Dimitrescu? I can't remember her name, but I would always call her Lady D. Oh my god. Oh yeah, you might see it, I'll point out the piece later, but it will show up later in the sketchbook as a concept, and then it will be this was like the first draft of what eventually became one of my portfolio pieces for my college portfolio. Oh yeah, this is a study of the Kate Graff. Highly recommend checking out that artist. Very dynamic and like poses and sketchy line work. And amazing anatomy, like top tier anatomy. And so this is me doing like the different poses that their characters do, but doing it in my own style. And so you can see like a little bit of it over here. This is, yeah, it's me testing out the style, which surprisingly, I like this one better than this one. This one, I don't know, it's more visually appealing, but like that's all I can explain it as. And it's also more of the JoJo eyes, but like, I love you. I stan you. I stan you. Oh God, those are some serious abs. Like, yo, what is going on there? That is some, whoa, that's like some ascension level stuff. Oh my God, like, damn, I don't even know why I like to draw abs. But I think it was just something about them. And, oh, this was apparently this was a Gojo cosplayer that I liked, and I ended up sketching because I'm like, very dynamic poses. I want to sketch you. Let's see, Matcha Blossom. Oh, Skate the Infinity. That makes sense. That's all I need to say. And so, oh my God, they're there kissing. There's Matcha Blossom. Oh, yeah, they're gay. Yeah, they're gay. Oh, and there's some Quinn and Mochi. See, I used to draw them a lot. I should do them in my current style when I'm not sleep deprived at 2 a.m. on an infection. But, oh, they're so cute, though. I just like those little doodles of them interacting together, which we get like a decent amount of in the sketchbook. Because obviously, there's more Mochi doodles. And I wish, maybe sometime in the future, I'll share more about their backstory. But I mean, technically, it's not fully my story because it's a collaborative story with my friend V. And there's so much lore behind them, but let's just say they used to be Among Us OCs. That's how it all started. But I hold Mochi especially very near and dear to my heart because he's like one of my only surviving OCs. Because I had Mochi and Kyle. And that's really it. And I have other characters in my mind that I want to make and flesh out, but I don't quite have like time to do that yet. And this is the design for Mochi's signature varsity jacket, which it kind of it changes depending on the adaptations. But actually, fun fact, I do have the actual jacket that I depict Mochi wearing a lot of the times. Not the bone stuff, but like the basic black and white jacket. And I actually got the jacket because I was like, oh my God, I can wear my OC's jacket and no one's gonna know that it's my OC's jacket. Because I always find it fun to do like little things like that because like only you and your friends will know. And you can be like, this is so cool. I'm being so secretive. Oh, look at me, how mysterious I am with this jacket. No one knows it's from my OC. So there's more of them interacting, them kissing. You know, they're so cute. I love their little dynamics. Like, look at them. It was always, Mochi was really kind of shy, but like very affectionate. And then Quinn, of course, was really cold. They have like that ship dynamic going, cold and stern. Then we got, oh yeah, this is my other OC, Kyle. I kind of mentioned him before, but he's, again, the second remaining OC. And so Mochi and Kyle were just my boys. And I kept my boys close. But this is actually, I had a concept for doing another character with Kyle. this is supposed to be Kyle's friend. I have a lot of lore about Kyle's friend. I actually just remembered it now. Like, this has been lurking in the depths of my mind, but it will eventually come into something. Oh, and then oh my god, I think I wanted Kyle to wear the really revealing outfits. Yeah. But, oh yeah, this is, that trend. Where it was like the Suki, Suki, Daisuki. And it was, the disassociation one. So I had to draw it, of course. Yeah. I like how I put a trigger warning, but I put it in such small, like, nonchalant font that I saw Kyle being buff before I saw the trigger warning. Damn. But I mean, hey, past self was trying to look out for me. Oh yeah, there's, this is, I believe, Kyle too, and that's more lore behind him. Liar across his back. And then there's him being a little sad boy. He's so emo. I really do not like, how this all turned out, because I just don't like the watercolor. It's too much. It just doesn't feel cohesive, and I know this is, like, something that I did in the past. I can't change it. I can't go back and be like, choose different colors, but I have to admit, it does not look the best. It really does not. Damn, there are a lot of pages in this sketchbook. But we got Quinn and Mochi, Kyle, Mochi, and then Kyle's best friend, and then I don't know who that is. That's just a random person. Oh, but this is, again, watercolor blood, quote-unquote blood. But, yeah. So this is the piece that I was talking about earlier. That inspired this, and this inspired, one of my portfolio pieces. So, yeah, it all comes full circle. And I also think this is another great example of it's really fun to rework old art and just to use the examples and the things that you already have to make something cool. And then, oh my god, these are some faith studies, as you can tell. Very lovely. Oh, see, I used to do so many studies, which now it kind of drives me a little bit crazy, but there's some arm studies, just anatomy. And then there's a mochi sketch, and I don't know why I wrote I suck my own toes. What? Like, I don't even know. But here's some really cute ghosts. So that's it up. I still really like these watercolor ghosts too. Like, they hold up really well. And actually, these are photos taken from a 2020 photo shoot with my friends, of course. I did the ghost trend, which I still think that the ghost trend should be brought back every Halloween, because it's just such a good, like, photo shoot to do, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun, and there's so many possibilities, and it's really easy to do. You just need, like, a white sheet and sunglasses and someone to take your photo, and make sure you don't die while doing it, but because you don't want to actually become a ghost while doing the ghost challenge. But we got Toji from Jujutsu Kaisen, and then we have Scooby-Doo gang without Scooby-Doo, which, yeah, again, they all look the same. Why are their faces all the same? Oh, there's Anka. Why is there Anka from Animal Crossing. Why did I say I had to? Oh, this is me wanting to create my own JoJo part, but oh my god. Oh yeah, so this one, he kind of looks like, he has, in the front, it looks like, kind of the Kakyoin hair tuft, but he was supposed to be very punk, which he's somewhat punk, but he's more like mix of punk and hair metal, in my opinion. But I just think, like, the little phrases I wrote, like, "Father said I couldn't, but I don't care," are so funny. Or, "I never said I wanted Jotaro as my father." Oh my god. So he would technically be siblings with Jolene. I don't think I ever really named him, but this is foreseeing how I turned out now. It says everything. It really does. It's like, you want to be this way? You know what? Make a JoJo OC and reflect upon it. Ooh, it's Halloween. And so here's a bunch of doodles of my headcanons. Well, not my headcanon. Well, I guess you can say headcanons, because it's not canon in the OC universe. But my headcanons of what Quinn and Mochi would dress up like for Halloween. Because we obviously got vampire. We got juice and toothpaste, because I think Mochi would force Quinn to be juice. Then we have Dr. Frankenstein and his monster, and then Beetlejuice and Lydia, which again, that's not a ship. I never shipped Beetlejuice and Lydia. It's just more of a, like, outgoing with a kind of annoyed, introverted type. But, and then, so I think I ended up doing, like, because we did, I did, like, a collab with V of Quinn and Mochi during Halloween. And so I did, Quinn as, I forgot his name from Greece. I want to say Tony, but that doesn't sound right. And you know what? He's not too extraordinary, so he doesn't deserve a name. Well, a name being said. But then I did Mochi as Sandra D, of course, because they have to have that dynamic. But yeah, this is more like sketches. This is sketches of them, and I wanted to, like, plan it out. This is eventually what became the post. But yeah. Then we got just some more random things. Oh, there's Sukuna. That was also, I think that was for an animation around this time. And then I just didn't draw for a while, which I don't blame myself. I took, like, it seems like around a week-ish break. But yeah, that's a week. But yeah, here's some Hell of a Boss doodles. I think I started to get more into Hell of a Boss around this time, because this might have been, I don't know, I think it was around the release of, like, the initial episodes after the pilot. And I also really liked Fitzaroli, or Robo Fitz, whichever one goes. Because look, he's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. That's all I can say to it. Like, that's what I would have said back then, and that's what I would say now. So we got, more of the Almond Dilf, and then we got Sukuna, and then me saying, screaming to Sukuna. Oh yeah, and here's Hell of a Boss Conglomerate OC, which this is, I think, based off of the song Fine Print by Stupendium. I think that's the name of them. But yeah, because, I don't know, I think it's not a good word, but I think it's so much fun to just say conglomerate. The conglomerates got you in lock and key. We put the dollar back into idolatry. Like, it just, something about that song, just the diction of it and the rhyming, absolutely insane. And truly shows capitalism, truly shows it. It's indoctrinating the masses. But here's more of the OC without all like the fancy coat and the top hat and all that stuff. Yeah, I would draw them. I drew them a good amount during class. But then I think that's supposed to be Quinn. And there's someone eating a chicken. Oh, and it says bones of children in parentheses. That is not horny. No, I don't know why I put him like that. I don't know. Oh yeah, here's a OC intro for Mochi. My little Mochi boy. Yeah. He is a homosexual. More abs. What a surprise. Just more anatomy studies. I feel like this isn't as chaotic as the last sketchbook, but it's just so many anatomy studies, which I get studying anatomy, but at the same time, why? Why must you do that? And so we have some different arm positions and some kissing studies, because yes, I would do kissing studies. I also like this one. I like the pose of this one and these ones too, because I referenced these off of Pinterest, and I just like it. It's good pose practice, and they're very fluid. I mean, it's literally someone on the floor, but I don't know. It just looks fun to draw people on the floor like that. And then we got it looks like maybe it could be Mochi in a tub, but I mean, it could also be just a random character, because I'm thinking it's Mochi though, but I would do a lot of characters with similar Mochi design. Also, yes, this is supposed to be switched around. I did not draw this in June. I bet you could pick up on that. This is more style bending and changing my style, and you can see it's getting more and more condensed and more square. Like it's so square. I don't know why though. I don't know why I wanted like a super square style. Then we got backs. Oh my god. Oh yeah, there's the OG Kyle meeting the new Kyle, because Kyle was supposed to be like an even cuter anime boy, but Kyle got a little bit more personality and redesign. What? Back anatomy. More back anatomy. Damn, that's a lot of back anatomy. And then oh yeah, I was gonna do this to the my cat is broken audio, and then this is for the Suki Daisuki thing, and then this was the one I ended up doing as the will meet again. Look at them go. Oh, look at Mochi, my boy. More backs. This is not horny art. You are lying to yourself. Ugh, more anatomy. Damn. See, again, anatomy is good, but it's boring to reflect on, because it's all just practice. And more stunning anatomy. Oh, look, we have someone in a maid dress. No, that's not a maid dress. That's a bunny outfit. And then a cowboy. a cowboy. Where'd the cowboy go? And then there's more anatomy, of course. Oh, look. More anatomy? What a shocker. And then we have me playing around with my paint markers. We got Bill Cipher. Look at Bill Cipher go. But it's very off-brand Bill Cipher. I like the eyeballs too. Then we have, oh, this is another thing. I practiced lip syncing for the first time, but this was Sukuna X Stalker's Tango, and so he lip synced the whole love me, love me, love me, love me, which I have this on my Instagram, but sadly the audio was taken down, so it just doesn't have an audio anymore. But you can see him lip syncing. And here were the references I did, because I did like a little head turn, and then love me, love me, love me, love me, as he started to go crazier and crazier. Again, I used to animate. Yeah, this was another reference for the love me, love me, love me, love me. I don't know why I need to say love me so many times, but it makes sense. Yeah. And then, oh my god, it's a torso, and it's a crop top. And then there's, oh, this is when I started watching Inside Job, because this is when Inside Job first came out, but I watched it around Thanksgiving. Oh my god, see, more Brett doodles, because, oh my god, back in the days when I was a kiddie, I kinned Brett. I have no words to say about that, but look at Brett go. Look at him. He's such a male wife, though. I'm not a male wife, in my opinion, at least, but he is such a male wife. And then there are more Brett doodles, and then more studies of the Kate Graff style, as you can see. It's definitely not my style, but I really like that style, and it is a good style. And then this one is of Low Fat Milk's art style. I was trying to figure out how I could translate their face shape into my art's face shape. I really like their art and the face shapes and the floofy hair that they do. Ultimate floof. Ultimate floof. But here's me trying to navigate the same face syndrome, but ultimately failing in the end. Oh, this is some good redraws. Actually, okay, I like this style, but I don't know. It's something about these eyes, because we have, I believe, I don't know, this looks like a JoJo, just a JoJo, but, then we have Giorno, and then, I forget his name, but that looks like someone from Part 5, because I think I was just reflecting on Part 5, because Part 5 is a really good part. Again, Part 4, Part 5, and Part 6 are my favorite parts. Then we got more Brett with an apron on, swinging like we need to, just general practice. I like that one too. I like the bubbles and the hair behind it, and it looks like a very flowy, more masculine Cinderella. I don't know what was going on with this pose, but I think this was just pose practice, because here you go, you can see, oh my god, it's a rare full body, and the full body is actually pretty proportional. Head just looks a little bit bigger. It could be like a bit bigger. Well, it looks, okay, the head looks like it could be a bit bigger. And then we have some more people laying down, some action poses. Then we got some realistic practice, and yeah, you can tell that I was deeply rooted in the anime mindset. Oh my god, this was my Christmas list from 2021. Yeah, this really says what I was into, but I love these still. Oh my god, I love these. But these cottages are so cute, especially this one. Oh my god, they're just so cute. Oh yeah, this was, I forgot what is the challenge. I need to put more explanation behind this, but yeah. And then we got some mushrooms, good old mushrooms. I don't even know. And we got, this is supposed to be like two people reuniting, and I was trying to make it edgy and sad, but that perfectly describes it. Oh, and this is a list of a bunch of requests that I wanted people to do. And I think my favorite one is probably that chicken, because that is still a really good chicken. I love that chicken. And there's the dead child, I believe. Oh, and there's the forest. I like that watercolor too. Oh my god, there's Dio. And I wanted to make my style more of an anime style, because I wanted the anime style. So we got some Lady D, and then there's I believe Joseph's mom. I forgot her name. No, I should not know more of the JoJo's characters' names, but all I know her is as JoJo MILF. This was the era of MILFs and DILFs. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. Oh, this is my old style. This was me drawing my old characters, because I used to draw an aesthetic anime girl style. This one is just a fun little redraw, which I actually combined with this, and I made a really cool piece about, like, with the angel, like, having its wings stretched out, which I like the composition of it. Then we got, oh yeah, this is Arcan Arc. I tried to draw Jinx, and then I gave up, and I was like, I give up. This is the end of it. Goodbye. And then here's me drawing butts. They're muscular. YouTube, they're fake, I swear to God. And then there's me drawing man tits. More anatomy. Oh yeah, this is me doing, like, working on Jinx poses. All that jazz. And then look, oh, we got Roxanne Wolf, because you know what we transitioned into? We transitioned into the FNAF phase. Dun dun. We got more Roxanne Wolf, and guess who we finished off with? Montgomery Gaynor and Roxanne Wolf. And that is the last page of this sketchbook. Oh, and then I'm not gonna put it back. Okay, I'm gonna put it back. Anyways, that was sketchbook number 6, and that was a solid journey. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got entertainment out of all of the anatomy and anime sketches. But thank you for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and keep it up with your art. But I will see y'all next time. Goodbye.